Good afternoon and welcome to Bendigo East Bowls Club. We are here for some men's singles quarter-final action between Rhys Jeffs from the West Coast and Mickey Coram from Strzelecki. I am Jimmy Whitehead, Events and Competitions Manager, and I'm joined by my good pal Joshy Thornton again. Josh, we've warmed up, we're almost in shorts and t-shirts. It's a complete contrast to last night, but we're ready to go.
Yeah, no, we are ready to go, and it's a beautiful day here in Bendigo, quite contrasting to yesterday, and looking forward to another great match. We have Mick Coram, who's from the Strzelecki region, as you said, and he plays out of the Inverloch Bowling Club, and he's playing against our current and reigning Victorian champion winner, Rhys Jeffs, who is from Winchelsea and down the West Coast, Jimmy. So should be a cracking match. Be good to see it. I don't think Rhys has had a live stream Bowls Victoria match before, so it'd be good to see him in action and see how his form is versus from January earlier this year.
Yeah, I know both of these boys will have some good following. I know Strzelecki region support pretty well with Lee and Gather, got their ladies playing pretty much well. Jenny Miller's playing in 5 events and Chackett's in a few as well, and they did their own live stream for their game, so it's good to get one of the Strzelecki players on. I'm sure there'll be a big support from there. And yeah, as you mentioned, Rhys is on the Corangamite Bowl show. Is he the president of Winchelsea still? I think he used to be, I know that. But yeah, he'll have some good support on this live stream today as well, so looking forward to it. Should be a good game. I played against Mick a couple of weeks ago at Champion Estate Pennant. He skipped for Inverloch against our rink. We got the biscuits that day, but he had a good game. He's always there and about. He's changed his bowls actually. He's bowling with his Grandmaster Premiers today.
Yeah, he said that. He and you talk about, obviously, and good to see Strzelecki here and all the rest of it. I was talking to him this morning, and we like to get a bit of a bio on the guys that are coming out and playing. And he said he's been to every Champions Week since it's been in Wangaratta. So wow. I think that's a while now, Jimmy. So obviously
it's before I was born, I reckon.
And he's been a runners-up in the state mixed pairs before, semi-final, the state fours, and he's obviously won multiple region titles. So his resume is pretty good when it comes to bowls, and obviously he's here in a quarter-final. And I said before, obviously Rhys being our current champion winner, he went on then and got bronze in the Australian champion event there in March in Dandenong. He's been a Geelong Bowls region champion winner in the past, and he did want to give me the plug to the Corangamite Bowl show, and I said, no worries. He's doing a great job there, obviously promoting the sport. He's had some great guests on there, and it should be a cracking match.
Yeah, they're just completing their second of the 2 trial ends, so we'll be straight into it after this, first to 25. Rhys backing it up in the champion. The champion is defending his title later in the week, across the weekend, going up against Mr. Lee Schreiner in the first round, so we could well see Rhys on the stream again later in the week, because that is a humdinger of a game, that one.
Absolutely. Yeah, looking forward to that. I mean, in both the men's and ladies singles events, we've had some great fields, so no matter who wins these games at the quarterfinal stage, we're sure to see some cracking semi-finals and finals to follow.
Rhys playing with his XGs, the blue ones. I bowl with exactly the same bowls. Good bowls.
Just not as well, Jim.
Nah, definitely not as well. Definitely not as well.
And while we're just waiting for the match to start, I want to give a shout out to the City of Greater Bendigo, who are great partners of our state championships here in Bendigo East and in Bendigo, and so they've been great supporters of this event for such a long time now. That they're big followers of bowls, and it's a big thank you to the City of Greater Bendigo.
So this is a tactic you will see all game from Rhys. When I watched him play at the Champion of Champions in Dandenong, and also in Warrnambool earlier this year in delayed state events, he's goes for the shorter ends, goes mat up, jack back. Talking to Tyson Cromie, who played him in the first round, he was saying beforehand he'd had a chat with a couple of people who knew Rhys, and this was a big tactic of his. He's got a big drive on him, so over the shorter distance, if you wrap a couple on early, he'll go big. He's not afraid to play an aggressive game. So
We'll just see what Mick does to counter that. He may not be aware of that, but he obviously will pick up at some trends early, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, your immediate reaction to someone doing this to you is to then take them ditch to ditch off the back, but that might not be Mick's strong point, so we'll wait and see, I guess. Yeah, Rhys, a couple of metres behind with his first there. Probably want a couple of nerve settling early bowls, hey? That's what Mickey will be looking to do, just to try and sit in there. Rhys has just had a shot at the moment. Still some room for him to draw in.
I did notice this was the way Rhys played out at Warrnambool too, Jimmy, and it obviously served him quite well.
He's one of them players when he hits a bit of form, when he hits a consistent length, he's pretty hard to stop. I remember against Brad Lancaster in that final, he was just at 110% from ball one right through to the end, and it can be hard to live with that if someone gets that early start. But as you say, Mick's an experienced player, been around these state finals for a while, and he'll fancy his chances here. Looks like he's got a decent one coming in here, mate.
Yeah, good starter.
Reckon we'll see some early aggression?
No, not yet. I think that ball's on the line makes it actually hard to be aggressive, Jim. I think you'll just draw, drop a yard.
Then, yeah, get a decent second.
Yep.
Still room for him to draw a shot.
Absolutely. We will bring you scores throughout this game of the other 7 matches that are going on at the moment. The 4 ladies quarterfinal singles and the men's the 3 other quarterfinal singles games that are going on at this stage.
Here we go. Dennis saying this minimum length might suit Mick as well, and he's showing us it does early doors.
Something there for Rhys to rest on if he's just arriving. He's not far away.
Yeah, Rhys likes
just
it.
got to get down.
Might hang out of it. Early chance to get a multiple for Mick here.
Yeah. It's one way of settling your nerves too.
Then it will be interesting to see what he does with the map. Because if he
rolls it back at him, it's a power move.
It's a big power move. Yeah, it looks like he's gonna
should
just get. It's hard on the angle we look at.
No.
3, yep. It's our marker around Dawson, signalling 3 to White. So Jack's mid line, sorry. Had some early success for the Strzelecki region this morning, the Jenny Miller's rink. Strzelecki from Leongatha, they got over Mornington Peninsula ladies, so they are in the final of the women's fours against Kylie Whitehead's rink, who we watched last night, and the men's fours finals will be Matty Flapper and his rink from Geelong, and Mickey West watching. He's playing in that. He's probably just gone home for a nap watching there against
Jay By Norris
from Eastern Ranges.
Should be a cracking final, that one too. I was talking to Mickey West the other night, and he's got 1 goal left in bowls. He said to me he was winner state falls. He's got his chance today.
Yeah, he has. Big chance.
We've got amazing conditions today, Jimmy. I know we're probably those listening at home last night will probably sound like big sooks.
It was freezing.
It was freezing, but today there's no excuses.
Try and keep you updated on the other singles games on this green. We've got a men's singles next door between Stevie Sullivan, who knocked off Lee Schrader yesterday, and Chris Philpott from Central Golden Murray there in their first end. Michaela Long I can see on the rink next against Wimmera.
Albright. Is it Judy?
Judy Albright.
Judy Albright, that's right.
And then Judy Nardella from Metro West against Marg Brando from Gippsland on the far rink. Got some other games going. Can Rhys get the trail? Good trail by Rhys. Still room for Mick though. Stick on his backhand, just try and get underneath his own. I'm not too up with the Greenmaster bowls, Josh. Are they wide, the Premiers, are they?
Premiers are probably very similar to a Dreamline XG or Taylor Redline. There's not a lot of difference.
Wants a clear road. Gets it. Don't think he gets shot though.
One down still, I reckon.
Rhys might look to come under that bowl at which Mick just went around if he can get to the jack.
Get the jack again and turn it. He's
Round it, he's got to clear that though. And he does, good bowl. Couple to Rhys now. Mickey goes some attack early. Yeah, he's having a look. That's where you need a skip to tell you what to do.
I suggest he's probably just trying to get underneath his white bowls there and get to Rhys's bowl, get to the jack.
And even if, I mean, he can use his own to get back into there as well.
Exactly.
Like it's all good. I think he's
got to hang about.
Yeah, what's he gonna? Is he gonna collect? Oh, good effort. Rhys can
get the 3 straight back.
Yeah. He's gonna come forehand. He probably wants to avoid that wider mix. He's probably coming under this bowl that you see short.
All in his speed now. Just looks not bad.
Yeah, I think he can in here.
Greens are running pretty good again. Better than pretty good, just good.
Yep. 3 straight back for Rhys by the looks of it.
And the score is 3-all after 2 ends.
Rhys straight back to his mud up-ish. Probably not as short though.
It's got the nice pink laces in his shoes there, Jimmy.
Fair start.
Yeah, good start.
Don't look a million miles away to me here. Just wants to finish a bit. Yeah, good reply by Mick. Grabs the shot, I think. Mick will just want to beat his zone or play into his own now. If he gets misses just behind, sits
Yeah,
into
I was going to say, if he
blues.
plays that foot of weight or 18 inches of weight on his last, he gets to a good home and covers Rhys's too.
He pulled up a bit out his delivery there. I think he might have gone quicker than he wanted to. Yeah, it's alright. He's holding one.
I reckon Rhys will be looking for the trail here.
Correct. Rhys is a tongue out bowler. His tongue was right out then as he got rid of that. Just gonna hang round this, I think. Mick's got to get down to them blues now.
Another one in the catching pen.
Otherwise he's in a world of pain with a trail. How'd he go? Probably wants to hurry a bit.
Yeah, he's going to be probably nearly a counter though.
Yeah, he's in for 2.
Rhys might have pretend attack now.
So we get a dust and a leaves on the green. Yep. He doesn't like it. It's a very similar bowl to his last 3. Just a bit quicker.
We could have another 3.
I know.
It's all happening. Multiples early.
Well, I do have a beard appointment this afternoon, so it'd be nice if the boys get this done over quickly. Means I can get to it on time.
Do you and Rhys go to the same barber gym?
Now, mine's a lot more refined than Rhys's. I was trying to find a polite word. He goes for the scruffy look.
He gets down here.
Yeah, good balls by Mick.
Good,
Well done.
good balls.
Good consistency with his 3 there.
Three it is. And Mick Coram is now leading 6-3 after 3 ends. For those at home, and Victoria, first to 25 when it comes to our singles events. On the rink next door, we have we said there was Steve Sullivan versus Chris Philpott. Stevie Sullivan's a legend in Victorian bowls. He's probably played over 300 games for Victoria. And he's currently in the Australian over 60 side.
I reckon he's played 203 games for Victoria.
203?
Do you know, or 303 or 302. It's a combination of them figures because Lee Schreiner said to me before his game with him yesterday, them two are on identical appearances for
he's definitely over 300, so
yeah,
it's that one.
302 then I reckon. He was on the other green yesterday, that game against the Lee, but he must have bowled well. You don't beat Lee easy in a singles game.
Not on his home green.
No.
What's the wind doing today, Jimmy, versus yesterday? Yesterday we were having a distinct southerly, where so the bowlers this way were playing into the headwind. It's still similar, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not as strong though. Like you can tell by the flag on the opposite side of the green to us. It's there, but it's not as strong. I reckon that would have been about a second different heading this way. It'd have been a second slower heading into the wind yesterday. Yeah, Rhys with a good second bowl there. Really nails it. It's probably the first bowl we've seen that's absolutely nailed it. Mick gives him a pat of the thigh. It's already played in good spirits, as you can tell. They're picking bowls up for one another, applauding each other's good bowls. It's good to see.
Looks a bit wide.
Might want to hang around though in a good spot. It sets him up nicely for...
Yeah, he's looking for that trail, I reckon, looking to land the bowl. Another great bowl there by Rhys. Makes 3. We've had an early change of co-host. CEO of Bowls Victoria has joined me, Tony Sherrill.
Welcome, JT.
It's been an interesting game already, Tone. We've had 3 ends and 3 threes, and it's either going to be another 3 or 4 this end unless something drastically happens with Rhys's last bowl.
Well, for consistency, I like it.
And they're alternating between ends, so Rhys is loving this way so far and Mick's loving the other way.
See if he can make it 4.
He's just got to clear that first white.
Might not be able to this time.
Rhys unhappy with it.
No. Yells out a cry of "you're joking."
And we've just got to clear that first white. We keep to the theme of threes, and it's 6 all after 4. The way we're going, regardless of who's scoring, we might have a quick game
happy
with it.
No, that is true. Cry of "you're joking." That is true. Of course, we play 25 up in our state championships of singles.
We'll give you some early score updates across the green. On the rink next door, that's Steve Sullivan versus Chris Philpott. Chris Philpott is leading 3-0 at this stage. On the green rink next door, we have Michaela Long versus Judy Albright, and who's from Wimmera, and Judy's leading 4-0. And then on the far rink, I'm just waiting for a score because I've definitely played 3 or 4 ends here and there's no score there, but I will update you on that one as soon as I can. As I said earlier, we have 4 other matches on the other green, and we will keep you updated as best we can.
Quite a bit of wind around still too, JT. That'll make it interesting for players.
Yeah, we reckon it's still southerly. It's coming in the way the bowlers are bowling this way. It's a tailwind for these guys, so it's assisting the bowl get down the rink.
Coming from right of screen, as they say.
Yes. Good correction there by Rhys.
Stuart Fleming in the chat saying good luck, Mick. Go, Mick.
Saying in the start tone, we reckon we're going to get good online support for both guys. There's a fair few Strzelecki people there watching from home, and Zed Rhys is even just as much famous for his bowling accolades as what he is for his bowl show, the Coram Bowl Show, and I reckon there'll be a few from down that way who will be sitting there at home watching and supporting him.
Yeah, absolutely. Rhys, he might tilt that ledger back in the favour of his bowls the way he's been playing lately, of course. He champion of champions winner at our last year's state championships, ironically played at the start of this year. And a very good account of himself at the national champion of champions as well.
Yes.
Might have finished 3rd or 4th on the table, but there really was only a whisker in it.
And there was a quality field, which was won by Tristan Smallcone.
Tristan Smallcone from
Northern
from
Territory.
Darwin,
Yeah.
formerly West Australian. Nice fella. Corey Wedlock also in the field, one of the best in the country.
Probably been the most consistent male performer in the last 12 months, just about tone. Mick a little unlucky there. He wasn't far away from getting the promotion through his own.
One of the best in the country. Certainly
Probably
worth a
been
try.
Most consistent male performer in the last 12 months, just about tone. Mick a little unlucky there. He Rhys will probably stick to the forehand here, try and get down to his own or just pass. He probably doesn't want to touch the white on the other side.
It's not a bad track. Not sure it's going to have the legs to get there, but
It's
made a bit of a lie of me.
Great bowl.
Cracking bowl from Rhys. That's 2 now. What can Mick do?
I reckon he's going to be positive. Look to get through his own. If he happens to get through the other shorter one, he's half a sniff too.
Should have known better on the Bendigo greens downwind. They are going to keep on and keep on. Mick just fading away. Does not want to promote the Rhys Jeffs bowl, which I fear he may have done.
And we might have another 3 too.
Well, it was always going to happen, really, wasn't it?
5 ends, 5 threes.
Just fading away. Does not want to promote the Rhys Jeffs bowl.
Not sure
which
I've
I
ever seen
fear
a
he
start
may
of a
have
game
done.
of bowls like that. We might
too.
have another 3 too.
Well, it was always going to happen.
That makes the score 9-6 in favour of Rhys after 5 ends. Regardless of which way they play in tone, the greens here have been fantastic so far. Second day in, and shout out to Aaron Tonkins, Bendigo East greenkeeper.
Very highly respected greenkeeper, Tonks. Nice fella, quality bowler, but as you say, has prepared some beautiful greens that allows Rhys Jeffs to be able to lead off like he just has.
The Bendigo Bowls community pretty proud of their bowling greens up this way, Tone. Most of the clubs you go to in this town have all good greens, so they're quite lucky.
Yeah, exactly right. And they should be quite proud of them. They are very good almost no matter where you go. Speaking of very good, Rhys Jeff's second bowl
Just
fits
starting
that
to find his
category.
range at the moment, Tone. Last couple ends.
Won't change the count, but nice little promotion of his first bowl from Mick. And marker Lorraine Dowson holding up the two paddles. Thank you very much. Rhys looking a little high here. Asking it to come back.
Good home though. Mick's probably going to be positive any which way here, so something behind is not the worst situation.
Might be worth changing hands here for Mick. Does not want to take the jack back to the little trap as set by Rhys.
It's probably cut it back to 1 nearly.
Yep.
Does give an opportunity though for Rhys there with the way the head's situated. Regardless of what hand he decides to play, he can look to turn the jack and make a number again. Dare we say another 3.
Does he change hands and try and come under that front white bowl, Josh, or stick with what he knows?
I reckon well, I was about to say something. I'm glad I didn't.
Of course, Rhys changes hands. Any touch on the jack is brilliant.
He's liking the look of it. And there's our 3 so far.
Let's see what Mick can do about that. Righto, Mick on the forehand. I don't know whether he loves it from the body language. Does not want to hit.
No, it looks like
The run of threes continues, JT.
that's 6 in a row and takes a score. Well, we better wait for the confirmation from the marker and the players. 3 to Rhys Jeffs, takes the score 12-6.
Amazing, amazing. We have Adam Ellington, who's made a comment in the stream, JT, saying the only thing lacking in Bendigo is an undercover green, which is true. And it, interestingly enough, one of the byproducts of having really good climate for growing great quality grass greens is there's often a lot of people who think, well, what do we need an undercover for? But we saw yesterday morning where an undercover might have been
Very handy.
quite handy. And as Adam Ellerton quite rightly says, you know, Deer Park, Moama, a few other venues around
The state.
the state bringing in undercover greens, which enable, of course, all year round and 24-hour play if we really like.
It's probably something like, no disrespect to this area, but it's probably the only the bigger regional hub that actually hasn't got an undercover green yet. So I think a few clubs are furiously working in the background to try and be that number one club, I guess, in that space. I'm sure with the great work from City Greater Bendigo, something will be there soon. It's a great bowl there by Mick.
Lovely little opener from Mick, little touch on the jack. Takes it away from Rhys Jeff's bowl. Yeah, look, at JT, I think it's certainly, it would be an advantage for the region to have an undercover green. There's no doubt about that. There'll always be a bit of conjecture over where it should go. And I think importantly, if any club is looking at installing an undercover, you've got to make sure it fits in with the other greens in play. Obviously, the cover's going to provide a lot of shade. It's going to change the amount of sunlight that you'll get onto the existing grass greens. So a bit of work to be done on the planning phase.
We have seen an influx of late of the undercover greens around the state too, Tone, you know, like particularly down the, what would you say, the southeastern side of Melbourne. There's a few going up, Pakenham, Coringal.
Berwick about to be built. Narry
Yes.
Warren's almost finished. So a nice little collection down there. Speaking of collections, Mick's got a little collection of two. Rhys just wide of.
We'll give you some scores on this green. Obviously, still don't have scores from the other green yet, but we can provide you some scores from this green. On the rink next door, Chris Philpott from Central Gold Murray is playing Steve Sullivan from Geelong, and Chris is currently leading 10-0, but looks like Steve is holding shot, and we'll get on the board here. As Mick comes down and adds a third counter here at this stage.
You wouldn't believe 3 shots. Of course, Rhys still has 1 to come.
On the next rink, we have Wimmera playing Northern Gateway, and the Wimmera representative, Judy Albright, is leading 9-1 against Michaela Long from Northern Gateway. And we do have some scores on that 4th rink. It's Metro West playing Gippsland. Metro West, represented by Judy Nardella, is playing Marg Brandosh. I think that's how it's pronounced, Tone. Brando from Gippsland, and Judy's leading 11-2. Rhys misses with his last. Let's see, can Mick change the count of threes?
A 3 to a 4. I've said a few times, it'll mess a little with my OCD if he does, but all power to it. This is really what you need, is to be able to convert these additional shots.
There's a wide grin on Mick's face here. It's either because he thinks he's actually broken the count, or he realises it's going to be another 3. And I think it was the latter, because it's
not quite going to have the legs. Brett Spur just acknowledging your great commentary, JT. Of course, acknowledging the weather, as Mick does in fact pick up a 3. We continue that run. That's 12-9. Still a lead to Rhys Jeffs.
after 7 ends. Cheers, Sperry. Left-handed marvel from down in Melbourne.
Yeah, heck of a player. And Don Sherman alluding us to the fact that there's no poker machine clubs in Bendigo, which is a fair call. They're not always poker machine venues that get the roofs. I think of Narre Warren, Berwick.
2 Shepparton clubs.
2 Shepparton clubs, Shepparton Park and East Shepparton. But it's certainly more than half are. But we would love to see City of Greater Bendigo and perhaps our state government allow a facility of that ilk in this area. Of course, City of Greater Bendigo, as Josh said, do support us very, very well. Mick's starting to find his range.
It's interesting, tactically, we talked about this earlier before you jumped on tone. Jimmy mentioned that Rhys played this style of game at Warrnambool and started this game with the mat up and the jack on the tee, and Mick got through the first end, and now he's actually throwing it back at him. So
there's often a tendency to change it up away from your opponent just to try and regain a little bit of that ascendancy, but if you're comfortable on that, why change it? Obviously, for a mixed first bowl, he's relatively comfortable.
Geelong Bowls region, we will try and find out how Veronica's going. She said she's on the other green, and whilst we can see the players, we can't see the scoreboards from where we are. So I've sent an SOS out there, Tone, to try and get us some scores.
One of your adoring fans, I'm sure, will chime in for us, JT.
I'm not sure there's any of those around, Tone.
Rhys won't be happy with that one. Just cut in the head. Still 2 for Mick.
More positive from Rhys here, but I think he's just going to scoot past high. Still leaves the door with Mick holding 2.
Just adjusting this camera to get a slightly better shot of it. Mick happy to promote his front one. Or nest in the back, but just a little high.
I think this end might be the breaker of the threes, Tone.
Yeah, look, I can only see a little edge from Rhys. So it's not looking likely.
But he might draw a shot,
Might
though.
have enough for shot.
Great bowl by Rhys.
2 down to 1 up.
Makes the score 13-9 after 8 ends. Change of tactic from Rhys himself. More of a medium to longer end.
Certainly no fuss on the mat, JT. He had the jack rolled. Marker
Yeah.
was adjusting the scoreboard. The jack had not quite stopped and Lorraine had placed it.
He's ready to
The
go.
ball is halfway down. Obviously a sign of plenty of confidence.
I have probably still seen quicker bowlers in terms of time on the mat, Tone. One former Victorian, Aaron Disco Wilson, springs to mind.
Yeah, Disco very quick. Ryan Bester's another one that comes to mind. Aaron Sheriff.
Yeah.
And if you think those three are all playing quick, and a lovely bowl by Mick. If those three are all playing quick on the mat, that's not a bad standard to follow, is it?
Seems to be working for them.
It does.
What do we got there? Commonwealth Games gold medalists, silver medalists. Who's who of bowls in this world, just about.
Correct. All world champions, the three of them,
Yes.
and all good fellas. Disco obviously the best, given he's Victorian.
All right-handers too. And like yourself, Tone.
Yeah, maybe that's the issue with my game, JT. Standing the wrong side of the bowl.
There'd be a couple of left-handers who are good mates of mine who'd probably argue with me about that one.
Yes, of course, Barry Lester, the most famous of your mates on the left hand.
Mark Casey's handy resume too.
Not too bad, but long since retired Case, old man Case.
Coming back to Victoria, Tone.
He is actually looking forward to seeing Case back. Of course, a highly touted signing for Deer Park.
Oh, Rhys very unlucky there with that bowl. Very close. Do you reckon we can get him the big
Seeing
V
Case
back on
back.
him, Tone?
Of
What do you
course,
reckon?
certainly in discussions. Highly touted signing for Deer Park.
Oh, Rhys very unlucky there with that bowl. Very close.
Pausing on the mat here for a second. No change to footwork or anything, just paused a little bit. Yeah, looking forward to seeing Mark Casey back. Yeah, obviously a legend of the game, a Hall of Famer from a Bowls Australia perspective. Started his career in Victoria, as most of the good bowlers around the country do.
They tend to leave us, Tone.
Yeah, there's some big clubs that attract them in New South Wales and Queensland. But we get them back. And, you know, in their heart of hearts, they would rather be here.
Has it ever been discussed a state of origin concept versus, what we do with the Australian Sides Championship where they actually play for the state they grew up in, I guess?
Yeah, I would certainly love to see a state of origin. The problem is I'm not sure whether Queensland would have any players playing for them. They'd all be off to NT, Tasmania, Victoria and New South Wales. So I jest a little, my lovely Queensland friends.
Mick's holding one with one to come. Benny Hubbard just asks, do I prefer to play forehand or backhand? I don't think it matters. Hubs, they're both very poorly played.
So as JT says, one to come from Mick. He's got a bit of room here.
It's probably the loosest end from Rhys for a little bit.
Mm.
He's been very solid to gain that lead.
No real need for Mick to change anything. On the forehand, needs to come under his right bowl.
His weight's looking all right. He's just got to get down a little bit.
It may do enough. It's going to be very close. We'll find out in a second.
Fell over.
Lorraine Dowson, our experienced ITO, puts up two relatively quickly. A great protest from Rhys Jeffs. So this is really mixing with our run of threes, or a 1 and a 2 makes it 3. So
Yeah,
it's good
I was
enough.
going with that one myself, Tane. Takes the score 13-11 in Rhys Jeff's favour after 9 ends.
Not bad conditions today, JT, after yesterday.
Much better, Tone.
A little bit of wind about still, but lovely sunshine, probably 18, 19 degrees. All players out in polo shirts and shorts, couple in long pants, but no one rocking the beanies and hoodies and all the get-up we saw yesterday.
No, still springs to mind Kylie Whitehead basically doing star jumps and running in the spot to keep herself warm last night.
Yeah, it certainly was freezing. Of course, she's playing very well, Kylie.
Through to the final this afternoon, we mentioned that earlier.
Yep. Women's fours final.
Playing against Strzelecki.
Strzelecki, that'll actually be a great match.
Mm-hmm.
The Strzelecki team plays a pretty good combination. Of course, the Ovens and Murray team, a very strong team. Rhys Jeffs
Good starter here.
put the last end out of his mind.
I'll give you a score update on this green. We are still chasing scores from the other green, but Geelong's playing CGM in the men's singles quarter final here next door, and Chris Philpott from CGM is leading 13-3. On the rink next door, we have Wimmera playing Northern Gateway, and the Wimmera representative, Judy Albright, is leading 10-3 at this stage. And on the fourth rink on this green, we have Metro West playing Gippsland, and Metro West is represented by Judy Nardella, is leading 12-5.
Stevie Sullivan having a little bit of a tough time of it on his rink. He's just edging jacks the wrong way and not much really working in his favour at the moment.
No. That can happen in a game of bowls, Tone, where you just everything doesn't go your way.
Yep. Of course, he had a terrific match against Lee Schrader, current world champion of champions and holder of some 20-odd state titles. It was a lovely exhibition of draw bowling.
I mentioned earlier, Tony played 300 odd games for Victoria, and I think most of them were nearly at lead. So that's the calibre of his draw bowling.
Mm. Rhys just a little narrow on that. And still has one to correct with.
Is he holding shotty at the moment, Tony?
I haven't seen an indication from the marker.
No. Mick's shot doesn't change though. He looked to turn his own short one. If he gets underneath, he could roll Rhys's. Get to the jack himself. Oh, great bowl.
Yep. There were plenty of options
If he gets
there as
underneath, he
well
could roll
described by
Rhys's.
JT.
Get to the jack himself.
See the replay coming in.
Oh, great
Rhys
bowl.
Jeff's bowler's out.
And Rhys
He's got
has
some traffic here, so
yeah.
he plays with a little more purpose.
and a great
Punches
bowl.
one through and sits. Lovely bowl.
And that one will take the score 14-11 in favour of Rhys. Crowd starting to build here, Tone.
Now, Robbo, just chasing up some of those scores for you. We should be able to have them in the next minute or two. All going well. So 14-11 here. Lead to Rhys Jeffs. Of course, we play first to 25. Rhys hailing from Winchelsea, just out of Geelong.
part of the West Coast region.
And Mick representing Inverloch, which is part of the Strzelecki region. Other side of the bay, if you like. Rhys would probably like that one back. 5 or 6 feet short. Nice smooth delivery from Mick. Nice and simple.
I think it's probably generally a good trait of a good bowler, Mick, keeping the delivery simple. The only one that's real abstract that comes to mind was Ian Taylor back in the day.
Gee, wow, that certainly wasn't a simple delivery.
But he did master it.
Just got in some scores from the matches on the other greens. So as Rhys corrects quite nicely.
Draw shot
there for one. So Yarra versus Eastern Rangers, which is Nathan Murray versus J-By Norris, is 4-3.
In favour of?
In favour of Nathan Murray at this stage. Picked up a 3 or a 4 on the opening end, I think. Might have been a 4 on the opening end. We have Metro West versus Mornington Peninsula. Metro West is Pidge. I'm not actually sure who Mornington Peninsula is, but J2 will be able to find that one out, hopefully. Pidge currently up 7-zip. So a nice little break early. As Mick comes in with a nice bowl. Very closest to who's got shot, but marker signals Rhys still holding. Not too much between it. The match in Bendigo, Campaspe and Geelong in the women is locked at 3-all. It'll be Marilyn Stevenson. Veronica Kelly.
Yes, correct. Yep.
This is all off memory, so I apologise. I will look these up properly in a second. And the Ovens and Murray match against Eastern Rangers. Ovens and Murray trailing 3-5, which is Jodie Frund.
I'm just getting those now, Tone.
And we'll check the other. So we will give a recap of those when we get the names.
So Judy Frund is playing Karen Barton.
Yep. So Judy or Jodie?
Jodie Frund, sorry,
Jodie,
my apologies.
Yep. Jodie is trailing 3-5, still early days, obviously. Marilyn Stevenson, Veronica Kelly locked at 3-all.
So Rhys just holding one here. Yes, as Lorraine signals that.
On the backhand, not wanting to promote any of mixed bowls. Just dipping under a little early, so no change to the head.
So Mick's got, I reckon, 2 options here. Tony could probably stick to the forehand where he's been drawing and
under a little early.
Look to turn over his own bowl. Or
replay there.
He could get to the backhand and did draw it. There is a third option. I mean, the 2 bowler Rhys are awfully close to each other. He could be a bit more attacking and get both of them out as 2 if he wanted to, whether that's the way he's inclined to play.
Haven't seen him drive yet, certainly not in the ends that I've been here for.
No, he is playing backhand.
There you go, JT calls it, that's why he's the master. Aiming for both bowls, just a little wide, I favour. Not a bad effort, as JT said, clean out both of those. Would take a couple.
Wait for the head to be declared. It's definitely 1 to Rhys.
Yep, I'm going to say it might be only 1 by the look of the paddles. They might have a look at measuring. There's 1 taken out. Rhys says that's enough for me. 1 will do.
1 to Rhys takes the score 15-11.
Gail Edwards asking for the score for Metro West Ladies Singles. It's actually just obscured by Bobby Carlson, the ITO, but I will give you that in just a second, Gail.
This is N12.
Not a bad little opener from Rhys. Always good to get that first bowl close and put a bit of pressure on. Gale, it looks like 16-5 on the rink with Metro West playing against Gippsland, I should say. So Judy Nardella got a comfortable lead there, 16-5. Well, Mick with a great response. Jack high, 6 inches off.
Have some score updates on the other green. The Yarra versus Eastern Rangers, which is the J-By versus Nathan Murray.
Yep.
J-By is in front 9-8.
Neck and neck. That'll be a good match, that one.
Yeah, and the Ovens and Murray versus Eastern Ranger ladies. That's Jodie Fruin versus Karen Barton. He's tied at 6-all. We're getting you some more there. Old Smiley's giving you some feedback here on Facebook, Tone. Lucas, when are you going on the green? He wants to know.
The short answer is when I can get a chance to get away from the desk. It's a busy time, April, May, so I haven't had a lot of chance to do much. But I certainly need some practice. I take your point, Lucas, and I presume your next comment will be how you beat me last time we played. So I'll get in first.
It's not that big of an accomplishment, Lucas. As we resume get that this head here, Mick's currently holding one. Rhys was reasonably attacking and sort of missed, and now Mick's got a couple cover bowls here. Rhys might be looking for the bowl or Jack again, I reckon.
Yep, Rhys just asking Lorraine, is it still only one? Not of agreement. It's not a bad track. Can take Jack. Oh, just dips under at the end. Lorraine had the chalk at the ready.
Stuart Fleming, Tone, has asked, what's the appropriate speed of the green here?
Approximate speed of the green?
Yeah, well, look, it's probably around 15 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah. Greens are great.
So Mick's actually got a fair bit of room, but pushed wide. I don't think that's going to change too much.
Looks like one to him.
Be one to Mick.
Take the score 15-12 in favour of Rhys Jeffs from West Coast. And we've played 12 ends.
Gail Edwards just giving Lucas Protopappas a little bit of a ribbing.
I probably should have, Tone, being that I'm a Carlton supporter myself.
Great win by the Blues on Sunday. Of course, Luke is a Mad Bombers fan. Certainly got some good young kids at Bomberland. A lot of excitement around Nick Cox.
So now Mick's rolling longer back. Seems like every time Rhys opts for a tactic, Mick wins the end and then sort of throws it back at him a little bit too. Power move, Tone.
Could be what it is.
And also out the back, we've got some other updates. We've got Metro West, which is Brett Mahoney playing Grant Catterick from Mornington Peninsula, and Brett Mahoney is currently leading 14-1. In the Geelong Bendigo Campaspe ladies singles quarterfinal between Veronica Kelly from Geelong and Bendigo Caspe's Marilyn Stevenson. Marilyn is currently leading 9-7 at this stage.
Quite the turnaround from Brett Mahoney. His first match against Jordan Yates, I think, was 25-23 or thereabouts.
It was a great match, that one.
It was.
Jordan led early
Jordan
and
in front.
Yeah, Brett come back and pegged him back, and Jordan actually had nothing but praise for Brett in that match. He said the way he played was fantastic. There's Mick sort of strays a little bit underneath, and Rhys is holding one at this stage.
Rhys watching intently. Yep, signalled as 2.
Mick changes hand. He's
probably
looking a
saying
little
he
narrow.
hoped
I think he's probably got
promote
going
his
for him
own.
is his bowl, but
A
just
little,
misses that.
little kiss on the way past.
Rhys looking to get down to his own. Bit of jack movement. Either way, he's played good weight and he's made
Some
three
nice
so
little
far.
Track in. Back to the familiar threes. Mick with one bullet left to come.
Similar weighted bowl to his last.
Looks a little wider. There is a big gap there. Unfortunately, he has found the middle of it.
Opportunity here for Rhys. Leading 15-12 and holding 3. Count of 4 here. Gets him a nice handy lead if he does happen to draw it.
He's got a fair amount of room too, so he'll be confident of being able to add one here. Does it have the legs?
No.
As is so often the case trying to add one.
Always feels like the easiest tone, yet so many people do it, even the great ones.
Yep, absolutely. Always nervous of giving it away.
3 to Rhys. Takes the score to 18-12 after 13 ends. Freddie Wright, this message and asking how Chris is going on the next door rink. Chris has actually started really well, Brett. He's currently leading. Hang on, the score's getting changed.
He had a big lead early in that match, didn't he, JT?
It's looking like 16-7 in his favour against Stevie Sullivan.
Stevie's got the mat. So he might be starting to mount a little bit of a comeback, but still a comfortable lead.
And the rink next door to that, we have Wimmera playing Northern Gateway. Wimmera represented by Judy Albright. And Northern Gateway's Michaela Long. And Judy is currently leading 13-6. And in the rink next door again, we have Metro West playing Gippsland. And Judy Nardella, who's representing Metro West here, is currently leading 17-5, has got a good lead.
Great opener. Mick will be very pleased if he can do that again.
He is currently leading 17-5, has got a good lead. Adam, I do believe Lee's still...
Great opener.
Yeah, Adam's asked a question on Facebook, Tone, about playing, does Lee Montagna still play lawn bowls? And I believe he still has a bit of a role up down at St Kilda. I reckon he played winter pennant or something like, not a normal game of pennant there for St Kilda Bowls Club.
Famous for beating Barry Lester at a Vic Open one year in a little exhibition match.
Correct.
Also had a pretty handy football career.
Yeah.
Pretty solid media career afterwards too.
Played for your Saints, Tone.
He did. Joey Montagna. So
Mick currently holding 2.
Little gusts of wind every now and again, certainly making it a little more difficult for players.
Mick could be looking to add another. He's currently holding 2. Just maybe that wind's causing havoc to the bowls here this Antone. Couple stray wide ones.
You would think, if anything, that would be the protected area of this green, given the fences around and the wind going the other way. But as you say, it does seem to be hanging out that side and sometimes difficult to judge.
Does Mick elect to change hands here and maybe try and turn the jack the other way towards where his own bowl are and the wing bowl?
Certainly got room to do it if he wants to. deep inhale and exhale on the mat. Changing hands as called by JT. You'd probably make quite a good coach, JT.
It's debatable, Tone. Not sure anyone listens to me.
What was that?
Exactly. Good bowl there by Mick. It should flop in and count.
Yep. It doesn't seem to me that Lorraine is in a massive hurry to get 2 paddles up there. No, she does have 2. Gingerly puts them up. Mick says he'd like to have a look and confirm. All in good spirits. So 2 to Mick.
Takes the score to 18-14, Tony, after 14 ends. I've got one person to listen to me, Tone.
So another change of tactic here from Mick. Make the jack close to on the tee if it's not. And then a relatively short jack.
Yeah.
Just trying to disrupt the rhythm of Rhys.
They're not dying wondering anyway, are they?
No. Few interested spectators here. I see Greg Sherman over there having a look.
Yes. The creator of the bowling arm, or the branded bowling arm,
Correct.
based here in Bendigo.
Yep. Created by someone down in Geelong and went to the Sherman family. Produces many, many units. You see them very often.
And the Sherman name synonymous here in Bendigo, Tone.
Absolutely.
Their father, Donny.
Yep.
Australian representative.
Hall of Famer, I believe, for Bowls Australia. Might even be.
Bought my first set of bowls of Don Sherman.
Is that right?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
About 26 years ago, I reckon.
Here in Bendigo? Or?
Yeah, here in Bendigo. Drove to his house. He had a garage full of bowls.
Is that right?
Yep.
There you go.
My nan and pop drove me over, and I had a bit of an inkling with Donny because he had an accident with a bandsaw back in the day and lost a couple fingers, and
Right.
whilst his hand was still a lot bigger than mine, and it was like, yeah, well, I probably should listen to this guy. He knows what he's talking about.
Well, it's a fair person to listen to.
Mick changes hands here. He's holding one at the moment.
Yep, certainly didn't want to knock up and promote Rhys Jeff's bowl.
Which
Might knock it out. No, just slides on by. Doesn't have too many bowls short of the jack ever.
No, it's interesting. That was a comment Jimmy made earlier. He played him in the state pennant there at Moama a couple of weeks ago, and he was obviously skipping for Inverloch, and he said he was reasonably aggressive and positive of the way he played.
Nick picking up the bowl for Rhys. Obviously played in good spirits.
He's just pausing again, composing himself.
Well, he changed hands for one bowl, but Rhys's third bowl chopped off that option a bit, so back to his original hand on the forehand. Needs it to drop in. I'm not sure it's going to come in far enough. Yes, it has.
Well weighted bowl.
Roughly jack high. So Rhys with his last. Can he cut down the damage? Currently down 2.
He looks close.
Oh.
His bowl fell at the time he was about to hit it. And,
That is unbelievable. Scared of shadows, that bowl.
and it may have now got shot.
Yep. Mick signals 1 to Rhys.
Takes Rhys to 19. Mick Coram is 14.
That bowl had been sitting there for about a minute and then fell of its own accord. Moments before the last Rhys Jeffs bowl.
There's a theory about a shadow tone and a bowl potentially, or a ball moving. I did see a golf match earlier this year where I can't remember the golfer, hit it right to the edge and it hung there, and then he stood over the hole walking past it to give the shadow, and then the ball fell into the hole.
There you go.
There's something about the grass not standing up any longer, or standing up and pushing it in. So whether that happened then or not, I don't know.
I'll give that a try next time I'm playing golf. Does it work when
I don't think it works.
I miss the putt by 6 foot?
I was going to say, if you're 3 or 4 foot away, no chance of getting it in from there.
Golf game's certainly long gone. Handy opener from Rhys. (19-14), first to 25.
Mixed reply, pretty handy himself.
Hard to argue with those two bowls. First to 25.
Mixed reply, pretty handy himself.
Hard to. Kenny Hansen watching on the stream.
The King of Colac.
The King of Colac, one of the nicest people you will ever meet. Of course, part of your triples team that won the Commonwealth Games gold medal, JT.
Yeah, very happy Kenny was in the side. His gold medal match is something of legends.
It certainly is. And Mick will be very happy with that last bowl.
Yeah, it's a good
Holding
start.
two.
He's looking for some aggression here from Rhys now.
Winding up, playing 3/4 pace. Oh, it's not much of a gap there, but it's just enough for that bowl.
And Kenny would be a very interested onlooker based on the fact that he is from the Corangamite area.
Correct. He and Rhys will know each other very well. This looks pretty handy coming in from Mick again.
Changes the head, does he?
Doesn't want to touch the jack.
No,
Too
it's
much.
probably better. Okay, only thing probably can happen now is a dead end, I reckon.
This is true. This looks pretty handy coming in from Mick again. I think it's
Changes the head, does
staying
he?
at 2. Want to touch
close.
the jack.
No. Wide.
Oh.
Ooh.
Well, now this is interesting.
So, forehand shot. Come down there, positive draw shot. You can land the blue, you probably make 4. And if you happen to be just under it, you can move the jack to bring the other one in.
Again, we see some good sportsmanship. Rhys picking up Mick's bowl and handing it to him. Doesn't have to do it. Obviously, healthy amount of respect for each other.
Big bowl this one, or if you can make the 3 or 4 here.
It's just looking at it like it needs to move. It's a good effort. Two or three, JT?
I'm backing 2.
You're backing 2?
Yep.
I think you're probably correct. That's confirmed by our marker, Lorraine Dowson.
Makes the score 19-16 in favour of Rhys Jeffs over Mick Coram.
Starting to tighten up. Been an interesting match. Rhys has been in front pretty much all the way.
Paul Carlisle asks, how's Pidge going? Pidge is Brett Mahoney. The last scores we had him in front. 14-1 was the last score we had. We will try and endeavour to get some more scores for you. Scores across this green. We have on the rink next door Chris Philpott from Central Gold Murray playing Stevie Sullivan from Geelong. Chris Philpott's leading 19-7. Next rink we have Judy Albright from Wimmera playing Michaela Long from Northern Gateway, and Judy Albright's leading 15-10. In the next rink we have Judy Nardella from Metro West playing Margaret Brando from Gippsland, and Judy's leading 18-7. We will try and get you some scores from at the back. It's been a good game this one, Tone. A lot of high scores, but still been very entertaining.
Yeah, it's tightened up a little bit of late, but certainly that run of threes at the start was unheard of with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 ends of...
7 ends of threes.
7 ends of counts of 3 to both players. So not often you'll see that. Since then, there's been ones and the odd 2, 1, 3 on the 13th end.
I've seen plenty of pennant matches where sides might match 1 for 1 singles, but threes, yeah, that's different.
Yep, certainly is. The rink next door, Stevie Sullivan, has a lovely little cluster around there. I'm not sure whether the third one will count, but certainly has 2.
Chris is a reasonably aggressive bowler too.
He is. Interesting to see what Chris can do here. He's actually opting for the draw, so...
As Mick's third bowl comes down, he's probably 1 down at this stage.
Oh. Just getting by. I thought Rhys might have promoted Mick's bowl there for a second. Just held out.
Mickey West is wondering what Stevie Sullivan's score is. He's currently 19-7 down, Mick, but we figure he's holding 2 shots at the moment, and depending what this last bowl of his does, it could be a third, and it's coming in pretty close too.
Yep, I reckon that'll be 3 at least. I do like the way Mickey West called you Joshua.
Usually my mother is the only one who calls me Joshua.
When you're in trouble?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can still get in trouble from Mum too.
I was going to say, I imagine that'd be relatively regular. Stevie Sullivan did, in fact, pick up 3. So 10-19 will be the score there as he trails.
Mick will be looking just to get his weight back. It's looking close here. He
This
just
is a
needs
nice
a drop
ball.
now.
Lovely ball.
Yeah, that'll be 1 to him.
1 on a measure.
So it might be the back bowl could be a lot
Looking
closer
just
to
to
get his weight back. It's looking close
on a
here. He
measure.
just
This is a
needs a
nice
drop
ball.
now. As
Lovely
Rhys,
ball.
yeah,
Tacking
that'll be
on the
1 to him.
backhand. 1 on a measure.
He's not far away.
Oh.
Gets the jack.
He's
And he
going
probably-
OB.
He probably didn't want it OB.
No, he didn't. If he had been able to keep that in, it would have been worth a couple.
Still better than being 1 down, maybe 2.
Correct.
So we have a dead end. It's the first one of the match.
So dead ends in all state championships. Key here is not to play to a time limit. Key here is to find the best player. Of course, the way to find the best player is to play more bowls.
Hang on, I think I've got some scores here. So the Yarra versus Eastern Rangers match between J. Norris and Nathan Murray. Jay is 14-11 up on Nathan. In the men's other quarter-final on that green, Brett Mahoney is playing Grant Cataract. Brett Mahoney from Metro West is up 20-5. And the 2 lady scores are coming through because I can see the little message bar showing me that someone's writing a message to me here, Tone.
They shouldn't be too far away.
Marilyn Stevenson from Bendigo Campaspi's playing Geelong. Geelong's Veronica Kelly, who's actually a former Bendigo Campaspe bowler herself.
Right, okay, so she'll be very familiar with these
they
games.
they would know each other really well. Marilyn is up 12-9. That's a bit of a grudge match, that one. And the last one is between Ovens and Murray's Jodie Fruand and Eastern Rangers Karen Barton. And Jodie Fruand from the Ovens and Murray is leading 14-10. Interesting story about Jodie, Tone, and her family.
Mm-hmm.
Probably only been playing bowls 3 years, 4 years max. Father, son, and wife all started together around the same time. His father, Craig, I remember, was a very good Ovens and Murray footballer for Wang Rovers back in the day. He used to play fullback in one of they were probably the power side of the 90s in the Ovens and Murray.
Yeah, they were very good.
And so they've all played. They're all playing Division 1 bowls at Wangaratta. Ethan's gone on to win a state novice singles already. And Jodie's obviously representing the family well here in the state singles,
Absolutely.
through to a quarter-final.
So Adam Remington, I don't know whether you caught that score, but Pidge is currently leading 20-5 in his singles match. As we see Mick with another one in, needs to pull up now. Should be enough to count for 2. Yep, confirmed by our marker. Adam Allerton just asking whether we'll ever get uniformity among the states about how many shots up in singles. Victor 25. New South Wales placed at 31. New South Wales men placed at 31. And Nationals we played at 21. It's actually a really good question. I think the sooner everyone can revert to playing to 25, the better off we'll all be.
There's Rhys shot there. Yeah, it's an interesting one, Tone. Maybe in New South Wales, you mentioned that the men played at 31. Maybe with the unification on the horizon in New South Wales, that maybe they'll start playing 25 or 21 themselves.
Yeah, there'll be all those sorts of discussions will be taking place at the moment. Of course, they are well down the path of becoming a unified body of men and women. The only state in Australia that hasn't yet made that jump. Of course, Victoria made that jump in 2010, I believe.
I was going to say late
2000 years ago.
As Mick, he probably squandered that last bowl. He was looking to probably turn the jack, and saying that, there's a fair gust of wind been going around the last 30 seconds to a minute.
Yep.
Even so, I'm actually just watching Rhys's shot bowl nearly fall, and it has.
There we go. We can see the marquee that we're sitting under rustling around. And Rhys needs to get down. Just going to scoot on by. So we won to Rhys.
Takes his score to 20. Mick Coram is on 16, and they have played 17 ends. Stevie Sullivan's won a couple ends in a row next door too, Tone. And
yeah, as we'll just see this scoreboard get updated now, but pressure will keep piling on there.
He's still trailing, but he's only trailing by 7 now, 19 to 12 in favour of Chris Philpott from Central Goulburn Murray.
He's gradually closing that gap.
Stevie's the sort of person who'll just keep doing what he's doing and probably back himself to outdraw Chris eventually. Whether he does or not's another story.
Where does Chris play out of, Jats?
Take them all. He's played at a couple of clubs in the Murray Bowls division as it is now, and but mainly at Tokemall over the years. I think he's had a stint at Baruga at one stage.
Yep. Part of the Central Goulburn Murray side that made the final
on the weekend.
On the weekend just gone.
Yep.
He's playing with weight too, and has missed everything. On the neighbouring rink, we may get a little bit of that in our shop.
Mick currently holding one here on our streaming rink.
Not a bad response from Rhys.
Falls, he's going to be very close.
That has to fall.
Looking at the screen we're looking at, I would favour Rhys's bowl at this stage.
It is wind that's holding that up, not much else.
Go and put the shadow on its Tone.
That's it, the power of the shadow. Itching to get back out and play golf and have a putt slide by 4 feet and just stand over it with a shadow. So Lorraine Dowson, our marker, signals one to Rhys.
Rhys be looking to turn his own on the forehand, or sit the bar.
Does not want the gap.
Still a good home though. We've mentioned that Mick plays a positive game, whether it's the draw or anything else. So being behind doesn't hurt at this stage when you're holding one.
Never need to change anything from Rhys. He'll be aiming for that same shot. Promote his front pole or rest out. Mixed bowl that sits just on the right wing.
He doesn't look far away from getting his own, I reckon. Turns it a couple times. Don't know.
If it's going to be enough.
Needed slightly more weight.
It's holding one regardless, but Mick just asking what the position is. Lorraine confirming you're still one down.
Stevie Sullivan picks up another 4.
I think we both got the same reaction at the same time.
So his score now is he's 16. Chris Philpott is 19.
He's brought the mat right up.
On the rink next door to that, we have Northern Gateway playing Wimmera, and Michaela Long's doing something similar. She was trailing by a bit before, and she's now only 16-13 down to Judy Albright from Wimmera.
And he's up on the head there as mixed bowl comes in, but I don't think that's going to change anything. Looks like that'll be one more to Rhys Jeffs.
Gets to that magical figure of 21 now, Rhys, where you can potentially win the game.
Yep, full count gets you over the line. And given some of the scores we've seen on some ends, a full count isn't out of the question from either player.
And in that last rink on this green tone, the jack is being rolled by Rhys. Judy Nardella is currently leading 18-11 against Margaret Brando from Gippsland. Judy's from Metro West, and looks like Judy's got at least one there as they've kicked one out.
Not sure how she makes any more, but they are looking at it closely. So
we're at the angle tone where I don't think we're very...
No, it's a fair way away, and we certainly can't cast a shadow over it to manipulate the head in any way.
As yes, Stevie Sullivan again draws another toucher next door.
Yep.
Mick's coming in for a very good bowl here. It should be shot. He needs Stevie to win this end. Again draws another toucher next door.
Yep.
Even though there's been 2 singles the last
Mick's
couple of
coming in
hands,
for a
not
very
good
big
bowl
numbers.
here. It should be shot. I think just getting the mat back and changing it up again.
A bad track here for Rhys.
Great bowl by Rhys.
There we go, lovely bowl. Little touch on it, takes it away.
Still a shot in the backhand. You know, positive draw, sit the bowl, turn the jack.
It's been the hand he's favoured, so that'll be the aim.
Getting some scores from the back green.
We were correct over there. Judy Nardella did pick up one, so even from 25 yards away,
the
eagle eye works as Mick comes in and rests.
Brilliant bowl. Great bowl.
Rhys Jeff's bowl.
So out in the back green, or A green here at Bendigo East as we call it, J. By Norris is playing Nathan Murray, and J. By Norris is leading 15-11. And Brett Mahoney is playing Grant Catterick, and Brett Mahoney is leading 22-7. Ooh, Rhys only just marginally misses the jack. And then the other 2 games, Geelong versus Bendigo Capaspy. Marilyn Stevenson is playing Veronica Kelly, and Marilyn is leading 14-9. And the Ovens and Murray versus Eastern Rangers match. That's Jodie Fruin from Ovens and Murray and Karen Barton from Eastern Rangers. Jodie Fruin is leading 16-11.
So Mick just a little wide. Rhys has one more. Doesn't have to change a lot from his last bowl.
And look, here's the one where we said he's now at 21. He got a chance to go out. He could actually play a bowl here where if he turns a jack, let's say 2 feet tone on the backhand, he might well be holding match.
We'll put all the pressure on. Following it intently.
I think he's going to be just high with the speed.
Yep.
Now, Mick go to the forehand and look to turn the jack to his own bowl and make 3. I reckon that's his objective.
Yep, just shows how quickly this game can change. Of course, he's yet to do it.
At the very least, get 2.
I think Stevie Sullivan might have made another count on the rink next door.
Fortunately, Mick misses with his last.
So that'll be 1 to Mick.
We'll make the score 21-17 in favour of Rhys.
So 2 more to Stevie Sullivan. So that'll be 18-19 now if my maths is any good.
Reckon you're spot on, Tone. In the match next door, again, Michaela Long has closened the gap even more. She's only trailing by 1 and could be holding shot there. It's hard to tell from this angle, Tone.
It is. It is very hard.
She's definitely got 1 close to it.
Looks to be Judy Nardella holding 1 on her rink as well. Every time I look up, she seems to have 1 right on it. So Mick, good line, but sails a little past. Lovely smooth delivery from Rhys Jeffs.
Stevie Stone here says, who's Pidge playing? Pidge is playing, Brett Mahoney's playing Grant Catterick from Mornington Peninsula. Great starting bowl there by Rhys. Mick doesn't look far away here with his second.
Rhys with a change of hands, just a little hot. Mick narrowly missing.
Not a bad home still.
Yep.
Rhys will be looking though to turn the jack about 18 inches around the corner. He might make 3 or sit the bowl with the same pace.
Might be just dropping under a little. So Mick really wants to pull a yard off here. Try and negate.
I reckon land Rhys's bowl would be his main objective. You know, just to sit there and count as a second, and ultimately, if you happen to go past, you get to a good home. There's chances here for Rhys.
There is.
As Rhys sails past with his last there. Looks like 1 to Mick.
Yep. Marker confirms.
Makes the score 21-18. After 20 ends. For those listening at home, you could probably hear that coming through the mics. It's a big gust of breeze.
As if this game wasn't difficult enough already, Josh.
Still been a high standard, Tone.
It has. It has. Good close match. Not much more we can ask for. Stuart Fleming saying very good commentary. I can only presume he's referring to you, JT.
Oh, I was going to say it was only you, Tone.
I don't think so, mate. Just filling in for Jimmy. Of course, Jimmy Whitehead, who normally partners JT in commentary, is also busy running the event. He's the events and competitions manager for Bowls Victoria. So I do jump in and warm the seat every now and again for him, but it's about all I'm good for.
I've heard he's the second best commentator though, Tone, because he keeps ducking away, you know, so.
Nice little opener from Rhys. Mick's got the last 2 ends on the trot, so Rhys will be looking to regain control here.
He's not far away. There is a hole there.
Oh. The size from the crowd, so that just finds the gap.
Brad Marin wants to know the scores next door. Assumed you're here, Brad, watching the game.
Was he earlier?
He was here earlier. Yeah, no, look, we know Chris got the last stand, so I reckon that would make the score 20-18 in favour of Chris Philpott over Stevie Sullivan.
Yep.
Mick could be looking for a little trail here, Tone, I reckon. If we can get to the jack, you know.
Might be just high. He was just under before, now just over. So
another good one there for that last bowl potentially for him.
Not a bad spot to leave it, is it?
And I reckon Rhys to counter that would be looking to lean one of probably on our screen, the left-hand side bowl just behind Jack High. Can actually count, getting himself in a good home. Doesn't look that far away.
Yep.
Just got to get down.
Not quite. It's a nice little grouping to catch the Rhys Jeffs bowl when he does get one more ping at it. Of course, Mick will be trying to shift the jack, so that's no longer in play.
I have a feeling Brett Mahoney might have won his game. He was well in front and he's seen carrying his bag and not on the green anymore, so we will get a score update to confirm that. As Mick comes down and he's just missing high.
Yeah, there's certainly no chance that one's gone the other way, given the score, the last score that was read out. So, as Mick just drops the bowl, puts it behind his back like nobody's watching. Might owe the greenkeeper a beer later on.
Tonks is behind the greenkeeper shed there having a sneaky look too.
So Rhys Jeffs has the 2 white bowls behind the head to sit on if he needs them. Looks to be narrow for that.
Be Wonder Rhys, I assume.
He might like that last one back, I think.
We'll take the score to 22-18 in favour of him.
Looks like Stevie Sullivan's picked up another one.
And the other 2 scores, while we're waiting, appears Michaela Long is 16-17 down against Judy Albright from Wimmera.
Not a bad opener from Rhys. Just a little through. Bang on line. Mick going the other hand, on the other side of the rink. And just a little closer.
Getting some scores from the back green. As Rhys comes down 6 mixed bowl there. Yeah, we can confirm Brett Mahoney did win. J-By Norris against Nathan Murray. J-By is leading 19-12. And Marilyn Stevenson is currently 17-9 up against Veronica Kelly. And Jodie Fruin is currently leading 17-12. As Mick comes down and draws a very close bowl against Rhys. We're just fixing the camera angles up here. Looks as though Rhys is still holding one at this stage as he comes down and just leaves it a little short.
A bit more purpose here from Mick.
Yeah, well, it's actually not as much as I thought he was going to be. Just high.
Going, Judy Nardella up 23-11.
Rhys playing his fourth bowl here. He doesn't look
Much
that
better
far
line than the
away.
last one.
He just doesn't want to tick it a little behind. He hasn't, and he's actually just finished in a good spot.
Precarious head for almost anything that happened there. Now Mick changes hands. Don't know if that's going to hold the line. That might cut under.
Looks to be 1 to Rhys. Which will take the score 23-8. After 22 ends.
So 23-18.
23-18, that's right. I said 8, didn't I, Tone?
Nobody heard, Josh.
Slight
Nobody
slip
heard.
there of the tongue.
It is definitely 23-18. Rhys needs 2.
Handy opener from Rhys behind the head. They never astray, those ones. I'm probably being captain obvious here, Tony, but it's probably time Mick needs to score a few in a row here, being it so close to 25 for Rhys.
He does, and he won't be pleased with that first one. It's best part of 6 foot short. Oh, as we said earlier, we've seen him put some big numbers together. Certainly not out of it.
As Rhys corrects nicely.
Some applause from the crowd.
Next door, Chris Philpott picks up 1, which will now take the score 22-19 in his favour against Stevie Sullivan. The rink next door, it appears Wimmera's Judy Albright is leading 20-16 against Michaela Long. And then that last rink over there, Judy Nardella is playing Margaret Brando, and Judy is leading 23-13.
It's not a bad track coming in from Rhys, but it's not quite going to have enough steam.
No, he's still currently holding 1. Mick will be looking to probably get to Rhys' shot bowl, to turn his own. He looks a little undertone.
He does. It's probably not an end that he'd like to see repeated. So can Rhys put the pressure on there? Holding one. Get another one in the head, he's holding match. And that puts all the pressure back on Mick from Inverloch.
He's no...
Unfortunately. It might change what shot Mick has on offer there.
Oh, I don't reckon it does, Tane. I reckon that potentially fit. There's a funnel or a gap there where Mick can get underneath that last bowl of Rhys's and
probably is wide enough for that, isn't it?
still do what he wants to do, at least get him a shot. He's not far away here. All in his speed. Get to his own. Make shot. Great bowl.
Well, they were the options. Jack clean, promote his own bowl.
He's not far away here.
Jeff's bowl. So
all in his speed.
you see on the replay here.
Get to his own.
Lovely
make
little promotion
shot.
on his own
Great
bowl.
bowl.
In for shot.
One to Mick Coram from Strzelecki. And the score is now 23-19 in favour of Rhys Jeffs from West Coast.
The pressure doesn't go away though when your opponent's on 23.
No. He would love a great opener.
Yeah, that first bowl can certainly be used to put pressure on. Well, ask and you shall receive, JT.
Very good.
Not a great deal seems to phase Rhys Jeffs though.
Positive early. Can leave the ball in a good home. I reckon, looking at the way the flag's blown, Tone, wind's sort of swinging from the south to be more southwesterly, and I think it's causing that hand they're playing in the forehand to swoop a lot more too. You notice, two of those bowls ducked under the head the way they did.
Yep.
And Rhys has come down here now and turning late as well. Second
to
shot.
the line quite nicely. Chops the count back.
Just a little high and a bit long.
Just a query on the score on the rink one over.
I reckon
Chris was
it's
asking, is now Marcus saying 21-22.
yes, in favour of Chris Philpott. As Rhys is stalking this bowl, he's very close to getting the jack or bowl. Could get a result here. And I
bowl.
think he's holding match.
Will be enough for 22.
Yes, in favour of Chris Philpott. As Rhys is stalking this bowl, he's very close to getting the jack or bowl. Could get a result here.
Well done. Great bowl.
And
It's the option with weight.
he's not far away.
Jack or bowl. Well, that'll be jack out of bounds.
Great bowl by Mick. Saves the match.
Great save.
Dead end.
Down match with only one bullet left to fire. A lovely drive that had options of splitting the Rhys Jeffs bowls or taking the jack. Halved the jack straight out of bounds on the right hand side.
Getting some
Time to
scores
reset.
from the other green, Tone.
Yep.
J-By Norris playing Nathan Murray, and J-By is leading 20-15.
Been that margin for a while now. That sort of 3 or 4 shot buffer to J-By.
Brett Mahoney's already won the other men's quarterfinal at the back green against Grant Cataract from Mornington Peninsula.
Good win for Pidge. That'll turn things around for him.
we'll hopefully get a couple more scores in a second from that back green. On the green next door, the score is 22-21 in favour of Chris Philpott over Stevie Sullivan. And Chris Philpott's holding 1 at this stage.
By my recollection, JT, Stevie Sullivan came back for about 9 zip down.
He was a long way down.
So that's a great effort already. I'll watch that one with interest.
Marilyn Stevenson is leading Veronica Kelly 18-10.
Judy Nardella is holding match on her rink.
Rhys slides past. On the Northern
Terrific
Gateway
bowl there.
Wimmera match, Judy Albright's just tried the jack as she was 1 down. She's currently leading 20-18 against Michaela Long. Michaela's got her last bowl, and she has a chance to sit the bowl for a number here.
Both have 1 bowl to come.
And out in that last game out in the back green, Ovens and Murray's Jodie Fruand is playing Eastern Rangers' Karen Barton, and Jodie's leading 20-12.
So Rhys Jeffs putting the pressure on now.
Holding match.
Fair bit of room between first and second shot, but Matty Blackburn just asking about the men's 4s. They'll be the matches that are on after this match. The final of the men's 4s.
And the final of the ladies' 4s.
Final of the women's 4s. So we'll see the Eastern Rangers team versus the Geelong team. Skippered by Matty Flapper, the Ocean Grove Geelong team. So Rhys Jeffs puts another one in. Coming up against Joe by Norris.
We better just wait and see this bowl.
All the pressure on Mick now.
He's probably only got to draw a shot here. Nerves of steel does he have? And it looks to be a little long.
Yep. Players will shake hands.
Great match, Tony. Then the winner, and congratulations to Rhys Jeffs, Winchelsea Bowling Club and the West Coast region, who has won 25-19 over Mick Coram from Inverloch / Strzelecki region.
A great match played by 2 good fellas. They seem to enjoy each other's company and great etiquette. Great match, some good shots. Lovely save we saw from Mick on that second last end. Very well done.
And for those at home, thank you for joining us. If you're wanting to know what's going on around the greens for the rest of the day, go to the Bowls Victoria website, click on the events part or tab at the top, click on state events, click on these state championships, and you will see the results page there. You can actually click all the results, all the fixtures for the whole entire week here in Bendigo East.
If you happen to be in the area, by all means come down.
Exactly.
It's turned on the weather now, so
beautiful day, and we will be back later today. We will be live streaming the men's 4s final, as we suggested before. Matthew Flapper from Geelong Bowls region and his team versus Jay Barry Norris and his Eastern Rangers team. With the ladies or women's 4s final playing next door, so we'll keep you posted during that game as well too.
Yep, of course, that's the Kylie Whitehead rink out of Ovens and Murray up against the Strzelecki ladies.
It's Joe Martin, I'm pretty sure, who's in
Correct.
5 events.
Yes, she is.
So thank you for all those who joined us during this match. Thank you, Tony, for joining us.
Always happy to be here, JT. Thank you very much for your commentary and Brad's expert work on the buttons.
And we'll see everybody back later for the men's 4s final.
Thank you.